Hey folks, I'm here at the Austin headquarters for HID, sitting with Sanjit Bardhan. For those of you who don't know, Sanjit, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, Phil. Hi, everyone. My name is Sanjit Bardhan, and I am the Vice President and Head of Mobile at HID.
Awesome. So I'm going to start out with the first question that a lot of people ask, which is, HID's put a ton of investment into mobile. Can you talk about that investment, and does that mean, because this is some of the questions and feedback we get, that somehow HID is moving away from the plastic card business?
Oh, no, absolutely not. In fact, market statistics tell us that the market for plastic cards is going to continue to grow, but the market for mobile credentials is going to grow much faster. Some industry analysts have projected numbers saying that the market for plastic credentials will grow at a compound annual growth rate of about 4.5% over the next 5 years. And in the same light, mobile credentials are expected to grow at about 45%. So it's an exponential growth, and we're very glad to be in this growth phase. Now, with regards to investments, of course, as an organization, we realize that this is a great opportunity for us to educate the market, which is why you're here as well, Phil. You're driving a lot of evangelism. We've made a lot of investments in mobile, and we will continue to do so. So we have a mobile acceleration team, which helps our end users deploy mobile solutions quicker. We have a full-blown strategic alliances team based out of North America, Europe, and Asia. We have a standards organization that we are involved in representing all emerging mobile standards, open standards that drive mobile adoption. And then finally, we have a technology partner and partner services organization, which provide all the necessary services with regards to validation, testing, integration, SDK, API integration with our technology partners. So a lot of investments, and we will continue to make these investments over the next few years, because we realize that this is a phenomenal opportunity to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, maybe you could talk a little bit about your background, because we both come from the physical security industry, right? I spent a good many years working for Sony, and in those early years, we saw the paradigm shift from analog to IP cameras, right? And I think, my hypothesis is, anyway, that we are seeing the same thing now. When that transition made from analog to IP, it was slow at first, and then it skyrocketed.
Yeah.
And I think we're seeing the same thing in mobile.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting you bring that example up, because I come in from the same industry. So prior to joining HID, I was in the video industry as well, and we saw that transition, the move from analog to IP, and then from IP to megapixel IP. And we are seeing the same thing in the credential industry today, where back in the day you had the magstripe cards, then you went into multi-tech cards, and now you're talking about mobile technologies. And of course, there have been multiple technologies within this continuum, credential continuum, as we like to call it. But there is this hybrid, we are in this hybrid world right now, where both the technologies will coexist. But we also see that over a period of time, plastic will reduce. There are multiple drivers for this, and mobile will continue to augment this space, essentially. So we don't exactly know how long this process will take, but there are lots of leading indicators in the market which tell us that mobile credentials will surpass plastic credentials. So
yeah, just like we saw with the transition from analog to IP,
oh, yes,
right? It
absolutely.
was like you couldn't get away from an analog camera, and there were even still folks trying to pull analog back to, like, with coming up with balance and things to transmit analog signals over Cat5, because we knew eventually that was the transition, right? But I think now what we're seeing is like this massive paradigm shift over, and it's accelerating fast.
Yes. To that point, one of the things that manufacturers need to do in this transitory phase is, how do you make your solutions simple and easy? And that's something that HID, we have done really well. I mean, we believe we have done really well. We've got customer feedback about this, and we consistently do voice of customer sessions where we take feedback from our end users and continue to evolve our solutions accordingly. So yes, I mean, It's about manufacturers who bring in solutions in this hybrid space right now, but the idea is to bring about solutions that are easy to use, seamless, and essentially you're taking the pain away.
Yeah, and so that's a great segue into one of the things that lots of folks have questions about, which is wallet-based credentials and this perceived complexity around wallet. And what I want the folks to understand on the call is, yes, there's more steps, but very similar to the transition from analog to IP, where you needed to learn how to program an IP camera, which was very different. I plug in a piece of coax, I focus the lens, and maybe I hit the auto back focus button on an analog camera and I was done, right? When I get a box of cards, I get it pre-programmed and that's it, I'm off to the races. With wallet programs, and even with an app-based credential, there's a little bit more that needs to be done maybe up front, similar to programming an IP camera. So where does HID come in that process, and how can we help folks transition not just from plastic to mobile, but to wallet?
Yeah, so first thing I do want to point out to our friends in the industry and the listeners that there is nothing called a BLE credential.
This is a good point.
Yeah, I mean this is a term that's been coined by some folks out here in the industry. There's nothing called a BLE credential because BLE is a modality. It's the path that the credential takes to go from the phone to your reader. Now, credentials can either be in an application or can be in a wallet via an application. Now, you asked how the complexity around this, and complexity is a very relative term.
Absolutely.
Right? It depends on the systems and solutions that our end customers have in their properties and in their premises. But here's where there are two things I'll talk about. One of them is the mobile acceleration team, which I spoke with regards to our investments in the program or investments in mobile. Our mobile acceleration teams consistently talk to our end users, assess their sites, understand what exactly their needs are, what their goals are, and essentially put the resources together to help our end users deploy mobile. Now, if depending on the size and the complexity of the opportunity, we also dedicate project managers that help our end users deploy this easily. So that's one thing. But the other thing I'm going to talk about is our massive ecosystem of technology integration partners. What we have realized that end users have varying interests, varying needs, varying use cases, and this is where we've coined the term the use case explosion, which you may have heard me talking about.
Sure.
And I've written articles around this piece as well. Use cases continue to proliferate. End users consistently have new use cases that come up, and this is where our technology partners bring about solutions that take the HID technology, take the end user's demand, end user's unique use cases, and be the bridge between HID and the end users. Today, our technology integration partner ecosystem has over 200 partners.
Wow.
Many of our technology integration partners have the ability to deploy Apple Wallet solutions or wallet solutions from other OEMs, and as a result of which we've had tremendous amount of success in this space. And I truly believe that we are likely the only manufacturer that has a list of Apple Wallet references, which we'll be happy to take our viewers to our end users and have them talk about how they feel deploying such solutions.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in my experience, sort of on the other side of what I do as the end user business development director for mobile, what we see is this spike in demand for wallet-based solutions.
Yes.
I think wallet provides a wonderful user experience, right, for the person with the actual phone, as well as the user experience for the provisioning process, right? It saves so much time. You don't have to enter any sort of credentials into an access control system, and it hits all the other ancillary systems down below. But there's more setup that has to take place ahead of time, and that's where the technology partners come in, and why you really need a technology partner program to sort of put your arms around it as the manufacturer. Make sure that the way that the implementation is going to be done is done sort of in a standard way that's up to the HID standard.
Oh yes, absolutely, and it's a good thing that you talked about the Technology Integration Partner Program. So what this program does is essentially structures the partners into various tiers, And these tiers determine their capability, their skill, or their ability to deliver solutions like what you want. Of course, I mean, the higher you go up the tier, the higher levels of standards you maintain. And this is something that our end users wanted. They've come to us, they've said that, listen, folks, give us technology partners who have the knowledge and the skill set to deliver a solution which can take away complexity, as well as give us the use cases or address the use cases that we have. So our technology integration partner program, I mean, it's highly successful. We have a big event coming up towards the end of the year. We'll make more announcements closer to the time, but good things happening right now. Our technology partners are super excited about what we are doing, and of course our engineering and product management teams continue to work in helping these tech partners come out with the right solutions to the industry.
Yeah, I think that the Tech Partner Program is sort of the linchpin to the operation. It really makes it so that the experience at the end user level is far more seamless than if that program weren't to be there. If I drew an analogy from the video surveillance world, every VMS has a very similar program. And if you look at the list of supported devices, what you'll see is that there are some devices that integrate better into their software than others that maybe have to rely on ONVIF, for example. And as industry guys know, right, you don't really want the ONVIF implementation. You want the fully integrated version. What the Technology Partner Program enables the end user to experience and the integrator to experience and for HID to experience is this cohesive approach to landing the credential, landing the pass in somebody's wallet, which is something that, you know, not many other manufacturers can claim in the mobile credential space.
I agree, absolutely.
So just wrapping up the conversation around wallet and sort of the experience that HID has in this space, can you talk about how many wallet deployments HID has participated in?
Multiple. The pipeline of wallet opportunities goes into the hundreds. Customers that are interested in wallet opportunities, again, go into the hundreds. The real deployments, and that's the important thing out here, right? Real deployments, we've had dozens, right? Dozens already in the bag, dozens of customers looking to expand. And I use the word dozens with a plural. So there are multiple dozens. These are real opportunities. This is not us just going out in the market and predicting that this is the number of opportunities we have deployed or will deploy. No, these are real opportunities.
And Wallet is an awesome experience, no doubt about it. But can you talk a little bit about our app-based side?
Sure.
Because HID's been doing this since 2014. It's been almost 10 years. And we have a lot of knowledge in this arena as well. And I feel like Wallet is it's the exciting thing, but where are we at in terms of an app-based solution?
One good point is that we've had experience for close to a decade right now. So 2014 is when our first mobile solution came out. And we've had 10 years of experience evolving our solutions, taking customer feedback, and continuing to improve our solutions that we bring to the market. Today, HID Mobile Access is deployed in over 110 countries globally. Now that's massive. That's a huge footprint of mobile solutions. We've got over 6,000 end users that have deployed mobile access. We've got close to 200 technology integration partners, and we've got close to 1,000 channel partners that are able to transact and give you these solutions. So if you've got customers who are based out of North America, who've got offices in Japan, we've got the ability to deliver solutions there. And why is this important? If you think about the experience, the wealth of experience that we have, the skill that we have, the investments that we have made with people, with products, as well as all these promotional activities, that we are doing, we are out here to support our end users, and we have that experience. Now, as an end user, I will always recommend that you go in and work with the organization that has the experience over these years and has the technology and has the ability to support this entire transformation. Mobile's a big word right now, and it's a big buzzword as well. So everyone's jumping into the bandwagon and bringing about solutions. I mean, if you think about some of the solutions that exist in the industry today, they're probably about 2 years old, 3 years old, whereas our solution is close to a decade old. And yes, while wallet continues to get adopted, mobile access, HID mobile access, which is via our app-based solutions, continues exponential adoption as well. So yes, it's the best of both worlds, and today we are here with that experience and skill.
Yeah, and one of the things that I want folks watching to understand is like mobile credentials at HID was never like an afterthought. It was never like, oh, we can do this too, right? If you look at the launch of Signo, obviously Signo is designed out of the box natively to work with all mobile solutions, Bluetooth, and as well as Wallet. But even going back years to I-class, multi-class SE readers, many of them in the field are capable today or just require a simple upgrade. Matter of fact, I did a video that's gotten quite a bit of traction showing how simple it is to upgrade. So, going back 10 years, HID saw where the market was going to go and started to seed the market with this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one thing that our end customers work with HID and trust us is because we have the ability to future-proof our solutions. Think about it. I mean, customers may have bought our reader technology 5-8 years ago, and those readers still have the ability to read mobile credentials today. How's that possible? Because we had the foresight to think. Our readers are typically on the wall for close to 10 to 15 years.
Sure.
So when we bring about solutions to the market, we know that we want our end users to get the maximum value over the life cycle of the product. And yes, I mean, that's our readers with our mobile technology today allows you to future-proof your business over a longer period of time. So that's what makes us successful as well.
Yeah, and I think that speaks to the capabilities when you're working with a trusted advisor versus maybe a startup who's coming to market with something that's cool and new and possibly free to entice you to completely change your architecture, completely change your design. Whereas a company like HID that's been around for a good long time and has had these solutions in place for forever and are hanging on people's walls to the point where HID is like the standard term, where the Xerox, the Kleenex of access control reader. Oh, what's that on the wall? Oh, that must be an HID reader, regardless of whether it's an HID reader or not, versus a startup that comes to market with a cool new solution, but doesn't have the breadth of experience of 6,000 deployments in an app-based and dozens of deployments in Wallet.
Sure, absolutely.
If you'd like any more information on this, I've obviously left all of my contact information down below. I highly recommend you connect with this guy on LinkedIn, and we will see you on the next one.